Hello, this is Miss Pats with Sky Scouts. This week we're going to be learning about sinking and floating and what things would sink, what things would float. So we are going to talk about floating. Floating is being buoyed up on the water or other liquid. It means it's on top, just like this little rubber ducky is here. Okay, those would be things that float, and there are a lot of different things that float. Some big things float, some little things sink. So we're going to talk about why. Right? Sinking is when it goes down below the surface, right? Surface of something, especially of a liquid. So these rocks are falling below the surface of the water. That's why all the bubbles are going up, because the rocks are taking their place, right? And it all has to do with something called density. Okay, that's a measurement that compares the amount of matter that an object has to its volume. So these two cubes are the same size, but this one is very, very full. That's very dense. So this is going to sink. This one isn't very full. So this one is going to float. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that today and next week. Today we're going to read a story. It's called Boats Built for Speed with Davy and Pearl. And this is by Robert von Goeben. And we're going to talk about why their boats, what happens to their boats. Okay? So Davy and Pearl were ducks on the water with important cargo to take off the dock onto their rafts and far across the lake. Davy would pile his rafts so high with cargo up to the sky. He tried his best, but what a mess. He was barely getting by. Pearl, however, was calm and cool and always thought it through. She packed her cargo carefully. Her limit she always knew. Around the clock to the other dock, Davy and Pearl would ride. Sam, their boss, was tapping his foot, waiting on the other side. This doesn't look safe, does it? Business was booming and boxes were looming. It was more than the ducks could take. But soon their trip across the lake was harder and harder to make. Davy was beat. I can't feel my feet. This is a total disaster. The boxes were plenty, but now there's too many. How can we ever go faster? Pearl thought it through, just what to do in her slow and wise way. But Davy began with no thought or plan and powered ahead that day. Idea one, when it was done, was a slingshot to fling the cargo. But he way overshot because he forgot how far those boxes could go. Right, so that is the dock he wanted to get to, and there's the box. Idea two, when it was through, was a zip line to the other side. But Davy just dragged, and the cargo just sagged. Then the zip line came untied. Right? Notice what are the boxes doing? Right? His tub, what do you think that's going to do? Because all the water is coming in now. Idea three, a wild one indeed, was a wacky paddling machine, which Davy had mastered, but soon it sank faster than any rock you've seen. Okay, the boxes are still floating, but this went down. How did he meet the stunning defeat of ideas that always failed? The way I figure, let's just go bigger. Don't worry, I've got it nailed. But Pearl said to Davy, stop acting crazy. Slow down and think this through. What we need is a boat with speed. I'll show you what to do. That would have taken a lot of work digging underneath the water, huh? And so they began to work from her plan, with Pearl at Davy's side. Even Sam lent them a hand in building their brand new ride. Today the ducks are super fast, with all the time that they need. Davy and Pearl deliver on schedule and move with incredible speed. They even supplied, to his great surprise, Sam with a boat of his own. And in the end, the three good friends are the fastest ducks ever known. Okay, so Davy had some problems with piling up his cargo, and sometimes his cargo ended up in the water. Sometimes it floated, sometimes it sank. So today we're going to do some experiments, and we're going to find out what exactly will float, what will sink. And if you guys come into Samuel's library, you need to put books on hold and request the Science STEM kit for floating and sinking. And we will give you two things. One will be a bag of things you can practice with at home, floating and sinking. One will be a scavenger hunt. You can go outside and you can find some of these items and you can bring them inside to do your floating and sinking experiment. So I'm going to have a couple of friends. Right now they're doing their scavenger hunt, but then they're going to come inside and we're going to do our experiment with what they find outside. Okay, these are my friends. They are back with their items.
I'm Anakin. And I am Aurora.
Actually, they're my grandchildren. And they have the kit with the items that you will be able to pick up at the library. Or they picked the stuff from the scavenger hunt, which also is at the library. This is a piece of gravel. Got it on the leaf right now so you can see it. So we put a towel underneath a really big bowl of water so that we don't spill it. Okay, so Aurora, how about the stick? Do you think it will sink or float?
Well, this is pretty light. I think it's gonna float.
You think it's gonna float? Okay, go ahead. Okay, and it will float. Anakin, big pine cone or little pine cone? Which one are you gonna try? You can take that out.
This one.
The little pine cone. Sink or float?
I think it might float.
Okay, it's gonna float. Okay,
Why?
because it doesn't have a lot of stuff in the middle, right? It's kind of got a lot of air. And it's kind of made out of wood like the stick was.
Right.
All right, so we're only gonna have to do one. Aurora, the cotton ball.
Well, this is pretty light. I think it's gonna float.
Okay.
Ooh, it sinks.
Ooh, look at that.
It sinks because it sucked up all the water.
It sucked up all the water.
And then it got very, very heavy.
So it was very light, but now it is so full of water that now it's very, very dense.
It's like
okay, we talked about
kind of.
Yep, and we talked about density, so now it will sink. Okay. You try your leaf. Nope, right now. Okay, so your leaf floated. Aurora, try your marble. All right, and you can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Anakin,
What?
try the marble. So it's not the weight, okay, because the leaf is still floating and it will hold this. And as long as this one isn't so dense, it'll float. And this on top of it will still let it float.
Is this the density?
So this is density, okay? The marble by itself is too dense, too much stuff in there in that little thing, and it will sink. But in this one, it will spread out. Okay, we're not gonna try all of them, but these are things you guys can do at home, okay? So join us next week, please. And we will be doing rainbow water, and we will be doing a little bit more things with floating. Will you stop with your faces? We'll do a few more things with floating, and we'll talk about the different layers of the water. All right, thank you for being here. Bye.